All right, John Jocko Willink, he joins us right now. Is this via Skype? Is this via telephone? Is
via
this
Skype.
It is via Skype. Let's put him up here, this brave, handsome
Oh.
Navy. So, well, wow, he's a very intimidating figure. He's a former Navy SEAL. 20 years in the SEAL teams as an enlisted and an officer. What an honor to have you, Jocko.
Thanks, honor be on, and appreciate what you guys are doing for the troops.
So talk to me about what it's like serving overseas. It's, you know, you're in hellholes most of the time. You got to live on your MREs, and then you get this care package from Move America Forward, full of a little taste of America.
You know, I was watching earlier, and I heard Gunny Popovich, and what he talked about was, you know, just that when you get these care packages, yeah, it's nice to have the little goodies inside of them, but what's more important is that you know that the people back home are putting together some care for you and sending it overseas, and they're thinking about you, and that's what means more than the actual contents of the package, although those are appreciated as well.
Yeah, what most people don't know is that when you buy one of these packages, you can actually include a personal note to a military troop, and that is, as you say, one of the things that gets the most response.
That's the heart, yeah.
And you know, Melanie, Jocko was actually Mark's lieutenant commander.
Is that right?
He was, yes, he was, he's one of my adopted boys.
Your Mama SEAL is here, Jocko.
Very
Absolutely.
proud of him, and I'll tell you what, this is an amazing warrior. The first time I met with President Bush, I mentioned something about Jocko, and President Bush says, "Oh, I know who Jocko is." And it seemed like everywhere I went, everybody knew who Jocko was. But
Does that mean you got into trouble sometime, Jocko, if the president knows who you are?
I'll tell you what, Jocko was the lieutenant commander for Charlie Platoon and Delta Platoon on SEAL Team 3. And those young men are the most highly decorated special ops unit since Vietnam. So we're looking at a hero.
There's
right
a real
here.
American hero, folks, right
Yay.
here.
I can tell you quite plainly, the heroes are those that didn't come back, and the ones that are still over. Those are the heroes.
But
And Jocko,
Jocko,
that's why we want to make sure that they're not forgotten. We want to make sure that everyone who's watching today knows that even just giving one care package might be just the encouragement that somebody halfway around the world could really use today. And your having been there, I think, reminds us that this is a real bit of inspiration from back home.
20 years as a Navy SEAL is a very, very long time. What kept you going back?
You know, I honestly, it was like not even a job. It wasn't work. It's what I was born to do and what I love doing. And so every day that I was there, every day of those 20 years was the best time of my life, working with the best guys in the world. So, you know, people think it's a sacrifice to be in the SEAL teams, but, you know, you talk to SEALs and they love what they do. They love the guys they work with, and they love serving such a great country. So it was an honor to be there.
Well, one of the things that I know about Iraq from being there is that in the summertime it gets up to 120 degrees, sometimes in the shade. And you guys are still out there with sometimes 60 pounds of gear. I mean, it is very difficult being a soldier, let alone being a Navy SEAL, which is the creme de la creme of our military.
Is it hot? Yes. Do you carry a lot of stuff? Yes. But you know, the pride that you can take in serving in the best military in the world, working with soldiers and Marines and airmen, it's just phenomenal. And the experience is something I would never trade for anything in the world, you know, and working with guys like Mark, who was the first SEAL killed in Iraq, who was just an incredible human being, and Mike Mansour, who was also from my troop and killed in Iraq, and Ryan Job, who was later died of wounds. Having the honor and privilege to work with people that, you know, the only way I can describe those guys is I call them, when people ask me about them and what they were like, I tell them that my impression and my thought is that those guys were saints, literally saints, that were just amazing human beings, and it was an honor to work with them, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
Jocko, what do you do now?
Well, I retired from the SEAL teams, and I have a leadership and management consulting company, and so I work with businesses trying to pass on the lessons that I learned in combat about leading people.
Yeah, and amazing. And you work with one of Mark's other teammates that I think Governor Huckabee, we've talked about earlier. Who would that be that you know that Governor Huckabee might know?
Leif Babin?
Yes. Leif Babin is my partner in crime there. And yeah, his wife is Jenna Lee of Fox News. So
Right.
there might be a connection there.
There is a connection, and I did not realize, though, until today when Debbie told me, Jocko, that Leif had served with Mark. I just had never made that connection. And, you know, it's one of the things that I got to tell you, I admire about the people who serve in these incredibly difficult positions. You know, if I ever could do that and I couldn't, I'd be bragging about it to everybody. I'd just be blowing smoke about all the big things I've done. And the one thing that has so impressed me about people who have served in the most dangerous positions is that they don't do it for the attention, and they're not pretentious about it. They do it with a bond of commitment to their colleagues in service. They do it for their country. They do it for honor, not to be honored, but for the honor of doing it. And I'll tell you something, it makes all of us feel incredibly indebted to those who serve not to be seen, not to get in the spotlight, but to be able to make freedom the spotlight. And I just want to say God bless you, Jocko, to you and all those who have served like you. You know, I just stand in awe of what you've done.
Yeah, I'm a blessed woman to have all these men in my life, and I'm proud of each and every one of them. And God bless all of you, Jocko.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Jocko.
All right.
It's an honor. Thank you for what you're doing.
Jocko Willink.
Yeah, the governor is right. The members of our military, they don't brag about what they do. It's absolutely true. And
Yeah.
they do the greatest thing that any of us could ever rise to do.